Joining me here at the halftime is Dr. Tameka Henderson, assistant principal here at Vicksburg High School, and she talks about some of the good things that are happening in terms of athletics, academics. Just it's always busy, especially and something I didn't know that Vicksburg High has 1,100 students. So some new information for me. Dr. Henderson, we appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
1,100 students here at Vicksburg High School. That's a lot of students, a lot of parents, as we talked about before we went on the air. And I'm sure there's never a dull moment here at the high school.
That's correct. There's never a dull moment. There's always something to do.
I tell you what, last week I wasn't at the Vicksburg Warren Central game, but I got reports from Cedric Tillman and others. It's a tough loss by the team, but as an assistant principal, what role do you play in when you have a tough loss like that? Consoling the student athletes, because that was obviously a tough loss at home.
Yes, it was, but the great thing about that game is the fact that it is an opportunity for the city of Vicksburg to come out and support their home team. Our students, they bounced back. It's a tough loss, as you said, but at the end of the day, we pick our heads up and we move on, and that has no merit on us on determining whether or not we win the state championship this year.
What does that game mean to this school? What does this game mean to this community in your mind?
In my mind, that game is a game for bragging rights, basically. We always want to beat the team across town, and so our boys, they go out, they play their hearts out, and they leave everything on the field. And at the end of the game, we pick our heads up and we move on.
Tell you what, the athletic programs here, they shine. I understand the new softball complex. There's going to be a big-time college softball game coming up here pretty soon. So a lot of good things happening here.
Of course, Vicksburg High is not only known for athletics, but we're also known for our academics as well. Back in 1988, 1989, Vicksburg High School was awarded the National Blue Ribbon School, and that means that 40% of our students who were classified as disadvantaged beat all odds and still was able to achieve academic excellence. And so as a leadership team, we try to strive to make sure that our students get the best education they possibly can on this hill.
We're here with Dr. Tameka Henderson, assistant principal here at Vicksburg High School, here on the Atwood Chevrolet halftime show here from Yazoo City. So just talk about a Vicksburg High student. What's a Vicksburg High School student made of? When you see that student each and every day, what do you hope that he or she becomes when they leave here?
We hope that our students become productive citizens when they leave here. And that's why we try to strive to make sure that our teachers are making the content relevant to everyday life. To start, we have fully implemented our career academies at the 10th grade level. Our incoming 9th graders are in exploratory classes such as the Keystone Academies to try to figure out what students are interested in or the career that they're interested in pursuing once they leave high school. 90% of our students have received their Chromebooks. Our Wi-Fi in the building has been upgraded to accommodate those devices. A vast majority of our students scored 18 and above last year on the ACT. We just have a lot of great things going on. Our graduating seniors last year was awarded over $1 million in scholarship money. So our students strive to obtain that academic excellence that Vicksburg High School is known for.
With all the distractions that go on in society and with social media, there's so much happening to keep a student motivated and focused. Just talk about those challenges from an administrative standpoint.
Well, one thing that I can say that our leadership team does is we build a relationship with our students in the building. We try to learn their names. We try to look at them to make sure if they're having a good day, bad day. We ask them how their day is going. We reach out to our parents. So I think that is the key, and that's building a relationship with them, because you have to have the students have to feel comfortable coming to you and telling you, what's going on with them. And so I can say that our leadership team, as well as our teachers, work to build a relationship with our students in the building.
There are 1,100 students here at Vicksburg High. As an administrator, what's the biggest challenge or challenges that you deal with on a daily basis?
Our biggest challenge at Vicksburg High School, I would say, would be parental involvement. And that's an area that we struggle in. And we want to let our parents know that they are welcome anytime to come and visit the classroom, visit our teachers, meet with us, meet with students to keep them on the right track, because it's not one side against the other. It's a partnership when you're dealing with children. And we're with them for a large majority of the day, and then they go home, then they come right back to us. So that's something that we're working on as a leadership team, and that's building a rapport with our parents and letting them know that they're welcome at any time to come to Vicksburg High School.
Talk about some of the other things that's going on here at the high school at this point.
Many of our students have participated in going on different college tours, in-state and out-of-state. And we want them to be able to take those types of trips so they can explore and be exposed to life outside of Vicksburg. Many of them come to us and say, hey, I'm interested in going to a college maybe in New Orleans or Louisiana. And so we have teachers in the building who don't mind stepping up and say, hey, I'll take them. And I think that's awesome. And it also allows them to understand, the things that they need to do in the building to help prepare them for life outside of high school. And so I think that that's awesome that they some of them take the initiative and want to see the different college campuses, because that makes it more relevant to them. They understand that, okay, what I'm doing now will prepare me for my college career and my life after I finish college.
So I'm a senior here at Vicksburg High School. I'm interested in going to, Millsaps or Mississippi College. What type of assistance does Vicksburg High and the administration give to that student to try to point them in the right direction?
Well, to start, we try to figure out what that student is interested in. And once we figure out what that student is interested in, we make sure that the classes that they're taking will prepare them to be successful in their course. The counselors work with them to find scholarships. Some of our English teachers work with them in helping them writing the scholarships in order to be awarded that money. And then we have teachers in the building who also take them on college tours, as I said earlier. So we go over and beyond for our students at Vicksburg High School, because we want to make sure that they have the opportunity to compete with other states, and that when they leave Vicksburg High School, they are prepared.
Graduation rates are such an important aspect of things now. Where's Vicksburg High on that scale in terms of ensuring graduation rates, test scores? I know that's always important. That's a big, big thing. Talk about what Vicksburg High does to help the students in terms of the test scores and especially, keeping them on track to graduate on time.
Well, one thing that we do with our seniors, we make a graduation compact with them. We call them in, meet with them. We let them know how proud we are that they've made it to their 12th grade year. We remind them of maybe some of their fellow classmates who didn't make it. So, and we let them know that, greatness must be inside of you. You have potential. We're proud. And once we meet with them, we get them to sign a graduation compact, promising that they're going to do everything in their power to graduate. As far as our state tested areas, we try to make sure that our teachers are knowledgeable of the standards and understand exactly what they are supposed to be teaching. And after we make them aware of that and we sit down and we go over the standards and go over things that the Mississippi Department of Education has set forth, we benchmark test our students to see where they are. And once we benchmark test them, we go on from there, because the benchmark test will tell us their strengths and weaknesses. And so after we find out their strengths and weaknesses, we begin to progress monitor. And we may do a series of formative assessments and summative assessments, and then we'll go back and test again and see how much have they grown. Because not only do we get points for the students being proficient, we also get points for them growing. And so we try to grow them as well. But we're always there to assist our teachers. We make sure that our students stay motivated if they're struggling. We meet with them to see what's going on, if it's something at home or if it's just something that they're just not understanding in class. We try to provide them with resources to get them over their hump, because we want them successful. The last thing that we want is our students getting to their senior year and can't graduate because they're lacking a state test.
Yeah.
So, and for the most part, it has been working. We meet with our departments each week, and we talk about students who may be struggling, students who may be misbehaving. You know, we call the parents in, you know, to try to to let them know that, hey, we need your help. This is what's going on. So for the most part, that has really been working, and our teachers are inspired, they're motivated, and they look forward to coming to work every day. I had a teacher tell me down the hall just today, he's been teaching 16 years, and for the first time, he feels inspired and feels like he's making a difference.
And my parents are both retired teachers. My father's a retired math teacher. My mother was a retired elementary school teacher, and they loved what their craft. You know, I wasn't good at math. My father was. I'd say he didn't do a good job in teaching me math, but he did. It was on me, and that one was on me. But you know, there's so many dedicated teachers here. Just talk about the teachers here, and you gave an example. Just the energy and the passion that they bring to Vicksburg High every day.
Well, most of our teachers, or a good bit of our teachers, have been teaching 30 years, 24 years, 13 years. And I asked them yesterday, what make you stay? You know, what motivates you to stay in education 30 years? And some of them have been teaching right here in this building for 30 years. And they say you have to love the job. And one of the reasons that teachers fail at teaching is the fact that their heart is not in it. But I can say that our teachers have a heart for what they do. They love children, and they go over and beyond for the students at Vicksburg High School. And it's nothing that they can't go to their teachers and get.
It's a community effort, you know, isn't it? You talk about the teachers, you talk about the parents, you talk about the community. You know, it takes that type of team effort to help these young men and women get to where they need to go at the next level.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we have teachers who volunteer their time before school to tutor, after school, during their lunch break, their planning period. So really, our students do not have an excuse. You know, they have the support that they need. And every time, you know, they have an issue, they come to one of us and we try to solve it or point them in the right direction. We have companies that we partner with who often call us up and say, hey, do you have a student who needs a job? And sure. And that's one thing I can say about our students. A great majority of them work. And they also, you know, balance their studies as well. So I'm very proud to serve Vicksburg High School.
Well, for folks who want to get involved with the high school, where can they go for information?
They can even they can come to the front desk, or they can give us a call at 601-636-2914.
Dr. Tameka Henderson joining us here on the Atwood Chevrolet Halftime Show, talking about all good things Vicksburg High. We really appreciate you coming on with us.
Thank you for having me.
She was nervous before she went on there. She did a really, really good job. We'll take a time out here. Let's see if the Gators can do a good job in the second half here from Yazoo City. We'll take this time out on the Atwood Chevrolet Halftime Show. First half numbers, second half play-by-play coming up in 60 seconds.